Welcome back to another 3-minute therapy session with me, Allie Bailey. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of what we would call a coping skill or a self-care activity that helps to kind of make us unwind, but also think a little bit about maybe what our current situation is. So when I work with clients, right, I always try to center or put myself in their shoes, right? So everyone goes through something different. We all approach situations differently, but something, and again, this is just advice. This is not me directly treating you or, diagnosing you by any means. So that would be best, sought with a professional, whether a primary care physician and or a therapist, a psychiatrist. But I always like to put that disclaimer because I know I see things online and I think maybe I resonate well, fully with it. But anyway, for the purposes of this video, this 3-minute therapy session, it's to go over a coping skill that, we can have right at the bit of our fingertips. So this is going to be called the pros and cons list. I know we've probably heard this in elementary, middle school, high school of like the pros of joining that sport versus the cons, the pros of buying those pair of shoes and the cons, right? So in different situations in life, we might want to prioritize like how would this benefit us? How would this benefit our mental state? Maybe it's finances that are of concern, the cons of, whatever this may be, the situation at hand. And sometimes when we look at pros and cons, right, we might, sway our situation in a different direction. As a clinician, I definitely have aided clients in the past with, kind of coming up with their own pros and cons list. This again can be gone over with a super, close friend or a family member or just another primary support system, because I think when we have everything written down in front of us, it can be helpful. Now, if this is something that doesn't help you, we do have other videos with myself, but also other clinicians that go over other 3-minute therapy coping skills and different tactics that therapists can use. But this is one that I thought we could highlight today and go over just as a way to kind of get things out, right? Because I think too, like when we hold everything in us, right, like we want to get it out. So you can use a little notepad and, paper, or you can type it on your phone. But I always like to encourage, if you have primary support systems, to also go over the ability of, hey, let's talk about that, pros and cons list that I have. But let me know what you think here in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. As always, I'm Allie Bailey. I'm here for you.